Hello everyone, it's Jeff Stepien once again, and I'd like to welcome you to the studio. Now, today we were going to record some vocals and maybe do some mixing, but there happened to be a problem with my system, and this points again to why I prefer a standalone hard disk recorder rather than the computer-based software system. So I'm going to hop right into it and explain the situation. Okay, now like I said, there's been some issues here with the hard disk recording system through the computer, and this is kind of good because it does explain the drawbacks that like I've said before, to a software computer-based recording system. Now, maybe if I had a more powerful computer with, a faster processor and whatnot, maybe then I wouldn't have as much problems. But I'm going to show you directly just by looking at the song Thought You Should Know and the recordings that we made the other day, how the computer-based system can slow you down and how there can constantly be problems with it. And another thing is, in my experience with using the hard disk recorder, the standalone hard disk recorders, I've never had a problem with that. So now we're going to check that out. Okay, as you can see, I have up our Thought You Should Know recordings from the other day. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press play, and you'll see what I mean, what happens here. Now, see that? Right there. Logic Pro system overload. Basically couldn't keep up with the processing that I needed to do. Now, the main reason for this problem is because I'm using tracks. If you see the light blue boxes, the lowest ones, you'll see that 3 of them are marked EXS24. Now what that is that is a sampler. And basically all of them tracks are using the same sampler. Now these were just sounds that I chose out of the database, out of the Logic Pro sound database. And as you can see, there's a lot of effects that are also in the light blue boxes being used. And the EXS24 uses a lot of processing power. So that is one of the main things that is slowing down the system. Not only that, but as you can see, there's a lot of effects being used at the same time on different tracks, and that is basically what's slowing down the system. Now, I said that I was going to record some vocal tracks today, and I really did want to, but because of this problem with the system, I have to see what I can do, because basically what I have recorded right now is basically one verse and one chorus, because in order to save space and not use up that much processing power while doing recordings and mixdowns, it's much more efficient to basically take repetitive parts of the song, copy them, and paste them, because what that does is it basically creates an alias in the other additional spots. It doesn't create new recordings. New recordings take up more memory and more CPU power than just copying and pasting the same audio file or MIDI track. So basically what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the day is trying to figure out how I can resolve this problem, so that when I do record vocals and then I try to do a mix down of all the tracks together, I'm not getting that error message, because that error message, it ruins the recording process and it throws everything off, because you know, basically have to figure out a way how to reduce the amount of processing power that you need in order to accomplish your goals. So that's what I'm going to have to do right now. That's why, like I said, if you were going to use a software-based system through a computer, you must have a very fast processor, a lot of CPU power, because otherwise, you know, you're going to run into problems like this. So I'm going to get back to work on that. Also, like I said with the hard disk recorder, you never really have this problem. The majority of problems that you're going to run into on a hard disk recorder is whether you're going to have enough hard disk space to record the material you want to record, and also, like I said, the number of tracks that you can record at the same time, or the number of tracks that you can mix down at the same time. Also, even though this is what's slowing me down, you can see there's a number of effects that are being used at the same time. Different ones on different tracks. I mean, a couple of them have the same effect on the same track, but nonetheless, you're using, I don't know, there's got to be close to 8 or 9 different effects being used there. I didn't count them offhand, but that's just a rough estimate. So I mean, that shows you how versatile you can be with effects on a computer-based system, but you have to have the CPU power to back it up. Whereas with the standalone hard disk recorder, the previous machine that I had, up to 4 stereo effects, 8 mono effects. So you're limited in that regard, but like I said, it's a much more reliable, stable system. I recommend the hard disk recorder over the computer system, but nonetheless, that's what we're working with. I'm going to try to fix that problem, and I'll be back with more. Okay, and so that is one of the main reasons why I prefer the standalone hard disk recorder. Basically, I wasted a whole day just straightening out this problem, so that then when we expand the song to fill out all 4 verses, we don't run into that problem. Basically, I'm wasting a whole day that I could be recording vocals and starting a mix down, and instead I'm doing this. Okay, I just finished re-recording some of the other tracks and fixing them so that hopefully when we try to expand the song by copying and pasting the section that we have recorded to provide accompaniment for the other verses, hopefully we don't run into that same error that I was showing you that I was getting. Now, we'll see what happens. Now everything's basically on an audio track. So hopefully once I record the chorus vocals to this individual section, hopefully then after I take that section and paste it 3 more times so that I have that section for all 4 verses, I can record the verses to the song and we'll be able to do a mix down. So that's what the next video will be regarding. But until then, peace out. Have a blessed day.